Big Polly's World of Sports Sims proudly presents RCW this week for week 10, year number 1. And if I can find the right button, there it is. How's it going, everybody? This is Big Polly coming to you. We have just wrapped up year 1's week 10 with some more results. And this week coming up, the 11th week of play in RCW, we will be in the Southern Territory to watch Nick Bockwinkel defend his world title against Ric Flair. And we'll let's go through some results. We left you when we did the Southern card, not the Southern card. We did the East card where Bockwinkel pushed past the challenge of El Santo. But now let's show you what happened the rest of the week. We begin in the Southern Circuit. In your mind's eye, please have the instrumental of "Party All the Time" by Eddie Murphy going, because it's kind of the motif we're kind of looking for here. But anyway, here are the results. Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper are a couple up and coming names, at least here in RCW. It was Hogan winning by DQ, and Wahoo McDaniel ran in. They have a bout coming up this week in RCW. Bruiser Brody, Stan Hansen, the winners over Wrestling's 1 and 2. Bret Hart defeated a crazed Wahoo McDaniel by DQ rather easily. Austin won by DQ. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Dr. Wagner Sr. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard lost by DQ to Choten, the team of Hiroroshi Tenzan and Masachono. So Choten will get a no DQ rematch. Ric Flair won by countout over El Santo, but instead of getting the rematch for the Southern title, it'll be Flair and Bockwinkel going at it for the World's title. A little bit more important, right? And it was Antonio Inoki losing by countout to Vern Gagne. These two will meet again this week in the West. The time of that was 2250. After that, we headed out west. Medico Assassino making his debut, I guess you could say, in the West, defeating Dara Singh. The Harley Race Larry Henning, the tag team they have formed, was a great tag team in the 60s. In the AWA, they defeated the Flying Redheads of Billy Red Lions and Red Bastien by pin 26-24. Randy Savage pushing back the super sensational intelligent destroyer, who wasn't very intelligent at all. He tried to go for a chair shot, got reversed on him. Jack Dempsey, the former world brass knucks champ from Great Britain, defeated Tiger Mask. For the Western Tag Team title, we had a huge upset as Bam Bam Bigelow and Big Van Vader pinned Animal and the Road Warriors with a rather quick and robust 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Jack Briscoe lost to Bruiser Brody when Brody resorted to a foreign object when he was bleeding and looked down and out. And the Rock and Roll Express retained against Al Costello and Don Kent of the Kangaroos on a double DQ. We head to the Indies, and we will show you what happened there. Lars Anderson will be getting a shot at the Indy title as he defeated Bill Goldberg, who was the surprise opponent provided by the Flying Scots. Lars won by pin at 9:47 with some brass knuckles. Triple H injured Gorilla Monsoon, but he got DQ'd for it. 21-26 the time there. We'll see Gorilla in a couple of weeks. Andre the Giant and Dusty Rhodes lose by countout to the Midnight Express. Bobby Eaton and Dennis Connery, a double countout between Shawn Michaels and John Tolos. The Rock beat by DQ over Larry Henning when Harley Race interfered. Paul Jones wins a 38-minute bout with Tarzan Lopez by airplane spin to end that feud. For the Indie Tag titles, we had a double DQ between the Hart Foundation and Pat Patterson, Ray Stevens. Lou Fez won by pin over Buddy Rogers, and in the Battle Royal to determine the initial World Brass Knucks Tag Team Championship, it was the High Flyers outlasting the Flying Scots and the Deucic Riot Squad for that honor. So they will defend the World Tag Team the Brass Knucks World Tag Team titles. Is what I was trying to say. So here's your little roll call of champions as things stand now. Used to be in the old 80s aftermags. I think it was Inside Wrestling that used to have the old roll call of champions. And that's how things stand right now. And we have news to break from our CEO, Ali bin Submashir. You see him there. Likes his cars. He definitely likes his cars, and he likes his wrestling. He came over in the 80s as a young Saudi boy, and he came over and watched some of that wrestling from Madison Square Garden and enjoyed it so much that he has now bought Retro Championship Wrestling. So you just saw the roll call of champions. Let's show you the new singles ratings. We factor in strength of schedule now, and if somebody wins a 5-star match, they get a little bonus bump up. So that's why you see Paul Jones number 8 right now. And here are your tag team ratings. Feel free to press pause if you need to see these a little more. And there you go. So I will come back on camera and show you the latest doings of Ali bin Sabbasir. And we had a draft to help determine set rosters. And we will show you that now. As soon as I can punch it up, here we go. Well, let me get my OBS out of the way. And this is the hierarchy, I guess you could say. And this is how things look in terms of who is on the rosters and who isn't. And the Indies can use anybody not on the Northeast Southwest rosters. And depending on how you do, you get reassigned. Like if you lose by pin, you go down 4. Like if Danny Hodge were to lose, he would go down to the 5 position and everybody in front of him would move up. And let's go show you. And by the way, the Indies will now use unused wrestlers from the Northeast, Southwest, and anybody that is not under contract, they could also use. So we'll go through the bouts for this week. In the North, we have Mr. Wrestling 2 against Roddy Piper. We have the Scots taking on the Tollus brothers. Dick Hutton facing Paul Jones, Ricky Steamboat, Harley Race, Danny Hodge, The Undertaker. In a no DQ bout from last week, we have the rematch between the Briscoes and the Dusicks. Jerry the King Lawler against Magnum TA, and the Flyers and the Kangaroos will meet for the first defense of the World Brass Knuckle Tag Team title. In the East, we have Bruno Sammartino against Gene Kineski, the Midnight Express. Condrey and Eaton against the British Bulldogs. Billy Riley will face Don Leo Jonathan, The Rock, and Bert Azarati. Dory Funk Jr. has the unenviable task of taking on Andre the Giant. For the Northern Tag titles, it's Greg Valentine, Ric Flair against Jay Youngblood, Ricky Steamboat. Roland Bach against Gideon Gita, who has a technical win now over Andre. And Dusty Rhodes defends his World Brass Knucks title against Horst Hoffman. In the South, Tarzan Lopez against Emil Saja. Bruiser Brody Stan Hansen against the Flying Redheads. Ultimo Guerrero against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hogan, the Hulkster, and Wahoo McDaniels will square off. Bret Hart against Buddy Rogers. No DQ in a bout between Choten and Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. El Santo will get Dr. Wagner Sr., Nick Bockwinkel, and Ric Flair. We'll be covering that Southern card, and then we will come back at the end of the week and give you the this week, next week. Out west, it's Carl Gotch, Billy Joyce, the Blackjacks. Looking like they have a fan following in Japan. They will face Harley Race, Larry Hennig, Tiger Mask, Stan Hansen. Those two no strangers to each other. Medico Assassino against Carlos Colon. Battle of the Jacks, Jack Dempsey, Jack Briscoe. For the Western Tag Team titles, it's Bam Bam Bigelow, Big Van Vader against the Funk Brothers. Bruiser Brody, Randy Savage, Antonio Inoki, and Vernon Gagne have a rematch for the World Junior Heavyweight title. In the Indies, Pedro Morales and Age, two guys on the Indie ranks, will square off in our opener. Mr. Wrestling's 1 and 2 will take on the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, Gene and Ole Anderson. The Japanese sumo star Toyonobori will take on Murcielago Velasquez, Theodore Stecker, and the Destroyer. Mil Mascara is taking on El Kanik, Albert Wall, and I believe that is Greg Valentine? Let me see. Let me just check the rosters on that. Yeah, I need to change that. So that's going to be Johnny Valentine. Luthez will defend his not his international, but his indie title against Lars Anderson. Rock and Roll Express will meet the Hart Foundation. A couple of fan favorites, but it's going to be for a big prize, the World Tag Team Championship. And with that, I will bid you all adieu. Tomorrow we'll have some action from the Time Travel League of Baseball for you. And the day after that, college basketball 75-76. And then hopefully by then we'll be ready to show you the Southern Regional card from Retro Championship Wrestling. This has been Big Paulie coming to you, sipping a cup of coffee to stay awake tonight. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody.